right, welcome back, watch fans. Today, we're talking about Jacques Rose, Droz, and interesting company. This is actually could be the oldest watch brand in the world. I mean, technically, it could be the oldest watch brand, right? I think these guys got started in the 1700s, and it's actually a really fascinating story. Um, this was the guy started. It's one of these like story watches. Genius watchmaker. Actually, he started with automatons, right? So like these animated things like dolls that move. All sorts of crazy stuff, right? And that was a big thing in the late 18th century, early 1800s for the market for that was really royalty, right? So the guy, if I'm not mistaken, again, I should look up the details, but he started by essentially selling this stuff to royalty, right? His first, I think, one of his first client was like the King of Spain, and then he went to China. So this company has actually a very long history or heritage in China, which is fascinating. Now, what I like about that, again, I'm thinking purely from the investment lens. From the investment lens, what I like about that is, I like big markets. So there's a lot of potential buyers. So there's a story, right? So this is a brand that has a lot of history in China, selling to the emperor, right? And anything, if you look at any type of Chinese antiquities like porcelain, any of that stuff, anything that has any type of association with the emperor, if it was made for the emperor or emperors, this stuff goes for big money. It has a lot of upside potential. And I think so this company was basically, it's a Phoenix brand. I think they went out of business in the 1800s. Then they were revived in the, I don't know, mid-century, mid 1950s, I believe, and went out of business again. And finally, they were bought by Swatch Group. And was it Hayek, right? Nicole Hayek, yeah. And he's a real watch guy. He's very serious, right? They own, what is it? They own Omega. They own a bunch of stuff, and he basically really wanted to make a big move with Jacques Rose. Um, and but what happened is, I don't think they got a lot of traction. They didn't get a lot of traction with their off the rack watches, so to speak. Let me just pop this up, and then we'll talk about John Bon Jovi, "Living on a Prayer," right? So this is the type of thing they're really known for, is these kind of animated watches, these birds, they move. There's a minute repeater, I think. It's pretty cool, right? So this stuff can go for big money. Now this is the retail price. The stuff is really selling for like about half off, but I'm just kind of showing you some of their, well-known I'm going to use the word animation as automat animations, whatever. I don't know. Anyhow, so this is one of the lily pad thing, which was very big. And by the way, they stopped doing this, right? So this is the off the rack stuff that they stopped doing. And again, all the stuff moves. It's really, really cool. I mean, it's beautiful, very charming. It's got a very romantic feel to it. Yeah, I mean, it's super charming, right? It's not for look. This is not for the guy who's looking for the the Rolex Explorer, the Rolex, this Omega Speedmaster, any of that stuff. This is for the real connoisseur, and it's really should be like somebody's like 10th watch or something, fifth watch. Again, it's the higher end stuff, but also they're kind of known for the Grand Second, which is, they got some complications. They got tourbillons like this. This is kind of their basic layout. You can see it's got a little bit of a FP Journe vibe. There's a lot of beautiful work on these things. Limited editions. They're all basically done in, the good ones are done in small like, editions of 8, editions of 88, things like that, right? So again, the motif, it's got like an 8 thing going on, like an infinity and 8. So it does have this appeal to the Asian market, the whole feng shui type of thing, right? Uh, let's take a look here. So, and this hasn't really been super successful for them, right? It hasn't been like super successful. Let's take a look. So this again, they got really incredible workmanship, dialed, great stuff, engraved, all this crazy stuff. Um, let me show you some things now. Yours truly. I kind of got suckered into it. I ended up buying a meteorite dial watch because I only bought it because I couldn't get a day-date meteorite at the time. The prices were just too crazy 2 years ago. But now, obviously the Rolex meteorite dials are dropping, so I may end up getting it. But they have some nice complications. Let me actually just show you. Let me just show you something to give you a little bit of perspective. I'm going high to low on chrono, so you can kind of see what they do. Let's take a look here. Let me go down all the way down. Okay, so you got this meteorite dial. By the way, the meteorite specimen they do is absolutely amazing. I'll show you a video of mine. I don't have it here, but they get some really nice meteorites. They do a great job with their meteorite. Probably better than a Rolex even. The Rolex does really nice work with theirs, but these guys, I think, take it to another level. So let's kind of scroll down, and then we'll get into the Bon Jovi situation. So again, you can see the Grand Sakon, the big one. These are 43 millimeter. They're going for what? 20 grand. I think it's gonna be much less. I think it's much less. Let's take a look. Let's go all the way down. Yes, a lot of the stuff is technically gray market by now. So a lot of the stuff is let's see here. These are all, I'm pretty sure, gray market, meaning like legitimate gray market. In other words, these were liquidations that the gray market dealers picked up. So they got these things for, like, I don't know, half off or whatever, big deep discounts. And now they are trying to offload and hopefully turn a profit, right? Let me take a look here. How low do they go? Let's see. Okay. $15 grand. Let's see what's the cheapest meteorite. Ooh, 15 G's over here. I'm wondering how much of a hit am I going to take if I need to sell my watch. For sure, it's not going to sell. Well, look, it's got celebrity provenance, right? It's got celebrity provenance, but yeah, not a lot of people appreciate this brand, and that's clearly the case because they basically stopped. Oof! Wow. Yeah, because they basically stopped these the mass market production, and now it is going bespoke, and that's what we're going to show you right now. Hang on a second. Let me just see how low these things go. Wow. I may take a big hit, unless the Chinese economy really recovers. If the Chinese economy recovers and the Chinese start buying Jacques Dro, that'll be good. But you know what? There could be an interesting catalyst. For Jacques Dro, and that is the pivot to bespoke watches. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. John Bon Jovi, all right? John Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Unboxing. Now, I guess he got this bespoke watch, which is, let me just show you this. Hang on a second. Let me just show you the John Bon Jovi. Okay, there we go. So this is a custom, bespoke, truly bespoke, not made to measure, right? This is, I think it's a one-off piece. Maybe they made a few for members of the band. I don't know. Maybe he got it. We don't know the details. The details are really not. They weren't released, but as you can see, it's got this engraved. I guess this is their logo. You know, w- I was never a Bon Jovi fan. I remember when Bon Jovi came out. I like, they were pretty hot, like in the late '80s. But I never really understood their music, quite frankly. Um, I thought it was kind of lazy. Let's see. They had a record that came out. Was it 2001? I think 2000. I think I got that one. Actually, I bought that CD. That's when they had CDs, and it's pretty. It was pretty good. It was pretty good, but it was. But this guy's, obviously is super. It's one of the most successful bands out there. This guy's a great businessman. He made a ton of cash. Now I'm wondering, did he pay for the watch? Did his record company buy it for him? Did somebody give it to him as a gift? Because look, if you're, let's say you're you're Bon Jovi's manager, you're making millions, right? You're his record company or whatever. You guys are making millions of dollars, and it is pretty normal to give these guys big gifts. I know a guy who was a big time. Oh shit, we got Bruce Lee in the house. Bruce Lee,
How's it going?
good morning.
Yeah, it's going, it's going.
Ni hao.
Yeah, how's it going?
Ting hao. Bruce, I'm gonna. I was talking about Jacques Dro and the whole. They're going bespoke now, but now that you're on, we're gonna pivot to whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk chronos?
Whichever. Topic's yours.
Chron-
You pick a topic.
How? Oh, you got. I love your avatar. I love your avatar. I love the avatar. It's the best. Listen, I want you to know. Tell your people. Tell your handlers in the Secret Service there that look. If they become a sponsor, if China becomes a sponsor of the show, we'll be very helpful in like whatever you guys need. You want to have Australia, we'll give you Australia. Forget about Taiwan. You don't even want Taiwan. It's a little island. We'll give you Australia. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, Australia is actually should be part of China. I mean, it really should be. We got to get rid of all those Australians from England. Okay. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up. So you want to do? How much time do you have, by the way? Are you pressed for time?
Okay. I precisely have 1 hour.
Oh, okay. I want to make the most of it. Let's do this. Hang on a second. I'm going to change you the banner. So I'm going to do this. So Bruce Lee, and what's the topic? I'll let you go. You want to do chronos? Are you ready to pull out some chronos?
Chrono. I have another chrono basically under service. If you want to do the full chrono, you probably need to wait until September.
What do you have? Which one is being serviced?
The Tag Heuer. The Tag Heuer is under service.
Oh, come on, Tag Heuer. Don't even pick it up. Let him keep it.
No. It's the true hundredths of a second Tag Heuer. It's the micro tourbillon. So it's the double tourbillon, 50 hertz.
Okay.
So that one is where you can actually truly measure the hundredths of a second because it's a full rotation. The full rotation is one circle with second hand. And that divide into 100 times. So anytime you press the stop button, you can measure a hundredth of a second. So, you see the soundograph I have from the Epi drone, which also measure.
No, I didn't see it, but you're welcome to show it. So let's pull out the camera. Let's
Check.
So first of all, here's a question for you. Do you actually use your chronographs? Do you use the timing function?
I don't use it. Normally speaking, if I want to time it, I just put on my iPhone.
Okay. So I actually and so, but your philosophy, right? Explain to me, are you just interested in like going after unique, sort of like different complications, one of each? Like, explain to me, like, how many chronographs do you have, and what was the reasoning behind them?
Let me count how many. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
6,
8, 9. So totally I have 9 chronograph.
Okay.
But you can see that. Actually, I got a new glove so that I can.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, this is very professional. Very professional. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what is it? Is that an FP Journe?
So yeah, this is the IP drone. So this is the centigraph. So the centigraph is where you can measure hundreds of seconds. So I also ordered a better camera. So next time I can show better. So basically, this is a sixth of a second, and then you got 20 seconds, and then this is hold on a second. Yeah, this is 1 second, 20 seconds, and then 10 minutes. And here is split 6 times. So basically, how this works is that you have to pull the crown. You put the crown,
Okay.
and then you wind it.
I've never really seen that watch. Is that still in production? Tell me about this watch.
Actually, I forgot. I'm not sure even if it is still in production. So yeah, you can see the watch is running.
Wow.
So the only thing, the different thing is that the mainspring in the middle, and then it's like a huge mainspring basically, and then it because normally we talk about like hundreds of seconds, you need a lot of power to drive it. So basically, that if I press the start button, you can see that the one on this one will spin really fast, and then this one is the 20 seconds. It will run. So every 20 seconds, it will run a full rotation. And then if you want to time it, for example, that stop, you press the same button on the top right corner, and stop. So it basically will say, okay, now is you can see it's 20 seconds plus another 4 out of 6 seconds. So you can't read it very clearly, but you can see this is stop here. This is show 20 seconds. This is a full 20 second rotation. Or less than 20 seconds. Basically 19 second, 19.6 seconds, pretty much. And then you want to reset it, you have to press this button long enough for the second hand to go back. So that's reset.
Okay. Now, why did you buy this watch? What was the thinking about this? Like, what made you choose this?
I like the look. When you offer like a FP drone, early you got to pick what you want. I do travel. I really like GMT function actually. So I really quite like the resonance, the resonance GMT. So they have like a two. Subdials, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
But when I'm looking at the centigraph, I said, wow, the it's like a perfect distribution of dial design. So I don't know, it just drew to me, right? So although I wanted the GMT, but eventually I picked the centigraph. I don't know, it just the gray, the subdial is it just talked to me. I think it's a very balanced distribution of the subdial. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, the layout, the design is very cool. I mean, but essentially, were you So essentially, you want is this your only genre, or do you have others?
Yeah, this is only brand. I just do one brand at a time. If I want to buy another one, I just sell this one. Then I buy another one.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're
So
very.
I'm not blow all of I don't blow all of the budget. I don't blow all of the collection because
You have a
if I have
budget?
a rule.
I
Yeah,
don't
of
think you
course I
have
have
a
a
budget.
budget. Yeah,
No, you have
yeah,
no
I do
budget.
have a budget. Yeah, I do have a budget. Yeah, that's really I think what it should be. You know,
Okay.
otherwise you just go out and buy and keep buying, and one day you'll find out it's too much. Right?
So one. Okay. So you basically your collection, right? You got like 60 pieces. You claim that you're going to be finished now. You claim that's what you claim. I don't believe it, but
Almost.
almost. So,
Yeah, almost.
but you only buy one watch per brand.
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so you got so with the FP Journe, you got the chronograph because you're a chronograph fan. Oh shit, that's the Lange, yeah.
That's a longer. This is the first. So this is a datograph. So the datograph, it have two versions, right? The first one starting production in the 90s, and the second one is where you see the power reserve here. So this is the what is called the Dufour graph, because Philippe Dufour was wearing this. So basically, this is the pitch that Philippe Dufour only wear the Lange datograph that is not made by him, right? The only watch that not made by him. So basically, it's also another very well balanced dial design. This is the flyback chronograph. So different function, right? So this is the so-called hundredths of a second, and then this is
Are you basically
flyback.
Bruce? Are you trying to? Is your idea to have kind of like an encyclopedic type of watch collection where you have sort of like the best of each brand per complication? Is that the idea?
Not the best. Definitely not the best, and also I don't think I can afford the best. I think I can. So basically, you try to buy, I think, the most interesting and appealing, the watch appealing to you, within your budget range. So and so this one is basically also a little bit more collectible, because stop production. So this is rose gold, right? So I think the even worse is the yellow gold. I forgot the date, but I think this one or the yellow gold one. Yeah.
I've never seen that type of that dial before. I've never seen that. Is that like how many
black dial
did they produce? No, it's a beautiful. I mean, and again, I'm not a Lange fan, but this is a really, I think for that watch, it really works. It's like a really, it's got a very steampunk type of vibe, It's very. I mean, it's just. I think. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, I think for the Lange, it's you kind of want that. I think the datograph thing, that's kind of their signature look, and when you have the chronograph, it's got a very I don't know. I'm not trying to articulate, but to me, that's like, probably if I were to get a Lange, that's probably it. And again, I'm not a chronograph guy or whatever, but that has like kind of best. I would call like best of breed. It has everything you want. Like it's just a great looking watch. All right, and I notice you. So okay, so this is yellow gold, right? It's a yellow gold.
No, this is the rose gold. This is the rose gold.
Rose gold. Okay. Keep the let's put them side by side with the Journe, so we can contrast and compare. So we got one of the punters. We got a lot of very sophisticated collectors here, and Yuri is saying that your watches do the same thing as a $20 pocket chronometer. What do you think about that?
I mean, yes, we really don't need the watches, right? We need the iPhone or the iWatch, right? So or whatever equivalent to the Android. So it's really, I think, it's basically men's fashion, And
yeah, we're making a joke. He's like a funny troll. What about Hublot? Would you ever buy a Hublot? Do you have any Hublot?
I had a Hublot before, like within the early age of my collecting. What I have the caviar. I have the caviar. So back then it was like a super new, new concept. You have the what's it called? Ceramic. That's the ceramic version. That's the black ceramic. Yeah. That's all it. Yeah.
So that was in the early days.
In the relatively early days.
Okay. So we got the Journe, we got the Lange. I mean, these watches just look so elegant. I mean, it's like, wow, to see them like in person. It is yeah.
So this one is a flyback. So we start the chronograph function. So you start ticking, you see the second hand. So the flyback, basically, you don't need to press, and then you don't need to press, reset, and start again. So for the flyback, you can just press the reset button, then you go back to the 12 o'clock. You see?
Okay.
And then start ticking again.
Today, actually, you have do you have a Daytona? I'm sure you do have a Daytona, right? You have a Daytona.
Yeah, I have a Daytona.
Hang on a second. I actually was thinking today I was playing golf and I realized, you know what? Because I'm wearing like the Yachtmaster, which has got the timing thing. I use that all the time. And you know what? I realized, it would be great if I had like a chronograph that I could really track like how long it takes me to play a round of golf. Is it 3 hours? Whatever. Because I can't track on 60 minutes.
No. So you don't wear a chronograph playing golf.
Why not?
Well, I think when you swing, the maybe because a lot of the chronograph are manual, so maybe it's fine. I'm not sure, but certainly for automatic. So if you swing too fast, the rotor will spin also very quickly, and that could hurt the bearing on the rotor.
Oh, okay. Even Rolex?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So I don't. If I ever go to golf, I'll just take the watch out. Put in the pocket.
I was told by a couple of watchmakers that it's okay to wear like this. There's no problem, or a Submariner is not a problem to play golf.
But normally chrono will be more delicate. If you just wear, let's say 9-in-1 time only, I think maybe that's fine.
Okay.
So I think the more component you have in the watch,
bring that up close. So this is a platinum, right?
Yeah, that's a platinum.
Ooh. Okay. And so is that an ice blue? It's like an ice. Is that the ice blue dial?
Yeah, that's an ice blue dial with a baguette diamond. So
I'm looking. Yes.
This is not the latest one, right? This is not the display case back, but this is from the last.
Bring it up close. Bring it up close.
Lose focus.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. And the bezel, is that like a brown color?
Yeah, that's a brown bezel.
Yeah, that's nice.
I initially I hate the brown. I really hate the brown. But this is the typical part, right? So I just buy the Rolex. What is more expensive one? Rainbow, right? I cannot afford rainbow, so you buy the platinum. And over time, because platinum, it is the sort of the to go. You don't really wear rainbow every day, even you have it. But platinum you can. And then over time you say, the brown isn't that bad, and then you start to like the brown. So I think this is a typical case where you convince yourself that something is not ugly. In the case of Richard Mille, I think a lot of people will have this Stockholm syndrome, right? So I pay double, the retail price. This is cool,
And then they convince themselves.
Everybody else, and then convince them, this is a great watch, right? So
I
convince myself, this is great.
But it's the Richard Mille. We can talk about that. That's just a fascinating market, how that whole thing works, the psychology of it. But this, I like the brown because I think it gives it a contrast, because it's a very cold watch. It's very cool. You got platinum, which is a very cool, cold. You got ice blue. You got the diamonds. Those are very cold, and the brown warms it up. It's a good. I think it's a very good contrast. We got a super chat. We got Sam Davidson, 2 pounds. Great collection, Mr. Lee. Amazing.
Thank you. But this is just a normal corner function.
Norm, bring that back. Let's. Can you show? I'm curious. Side by side. Let's do side by side. Jorn and the Daytona. By the way, I don't think anybody.
I do a better side by side. So I have.
Oh, okay.
That's the Tudor.
Okay, Tudor. And what Tudor is that? I'm not familiar with the Tudor brands. The Tudor watches. Which one is that?
This is the Monte Carlo Tudor from the 90s.
Oh wait, is that the vintage?
1971. Yeah, this is vintage.
That's a.
So you even have the Rolex bracelet. See, this is a vintage.
Okay. Yeah. Hang on a second. This is the one. It has the date at the bottom, right? That's the date at the bottom.
See, with a cyclops.
Okay. Okay. I've seen. It's hard to see on. It is on my screen. It doesn't. But I've seen it. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that date at the bottom. I don't know why Rolex didn't do that. Why did they leave this to? Why did they leave this to Tudor? I mean, it's such a good look. The Monte Carlo, I think the Monte Carlo is a much better design than the whatever the Paul Newman Daytona Bull, that stuff. I mean, it was just a very racing type of design.
It's a very, very vintage. You see the steel tachymeter and the ring, and so basically, the crown is also Rolex crown. Rolex.
Oh, it's got a Rolex. Hold on, it's got a Rolex crown.
You see?
I can't. It's my screen is too small. But so it's a Tudor, but it's got a Rolex. Did they do that? Tudor did that on what? On the chronographs?
Yeah, they basically just piece. Okay. The piece like part together. And
okay.
This is basically this is famous because the orange color combination.
Yeah.
I think it's called Monte Carlo because it's like the roulette, the casino game. But it's also have the name called home plate. So that's where you play baseball, where you see the home plate here. Yeah.
Yeah, we got we have a lot of. By the way, Bruce, I need to plug our free newsletter while I have you. Are you a subscriber to our weekly newsletter? By the way.
I think I have.
So we got this weekly newsletter that comes out, and in there we do like a lot of deep dive stuff that we don't cover in the videos, and that anybody can get that. It's absolutely free. Click the link in the video description below. We cover Rolex, Patek Philippe, vintage, modern, a lot of really interesting stuff, and of course we have the website, which is watchreporter.com, and you can also subscribe to the newsletter over there. Now, back to vintage. Speaking of vintage, so we got basically 2 Rolex from the Rolex family. Now, the Monte Carlo, what are those? Those about, what, 20 grand or so right now?
This one's been more expensive, I think. This is like a 30 grand-ish. So this is 7032 model. So I think the Tudor did, I think, 3 batches starting from 1971 of the Monte Carlo. And then they did a reissue maybe a couple of years ago. So this is the first. So the first iteration, the 7032, have 2 versions, and this is the second one. But this is the more sort of, I think, the more tasteful one, because the first one, I think, is a plexi. It's a plexi tachymeter. I really don't like it. And then I think this one also have the shortest production time for, I think, forgot how many years. We probably can find some sort of info, and this 702 stop production. Then they start the next version is the 7159, and the 7159, I think you it has also the plexi ring, and also the hand. You can see this is like a pretty broad hand, and from 7159, the hand become very narrow. I think then it become a divide on the taste. Some people really like the baton, the narrow rectangular hand. But to me, I think I really like this, little bit fat hand. So that's the difference. And then the third iteration, it become more of a mass production. So the value will go down. So I think the earliest, the 7032 have the most sort of market value because it's rare. It's almost like the datograph, right? So this one, produce only like a handful of years, then stop production. So always more expensive. So I think this almost like cost twice compared to the white gold version. So which is ridiculous.
How much? How much? What are those going for? The Langa.
This one.
Yeah.
I think this one goes for 170 something thousand.
170,000? 170,000 US?
You can check. I probably bought it when it was like hyped up, but I think it's around that ballpark range.
Wow! Wow!
We can check.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. I don't really follow the Langa. I thought, wow, that's big. Hang on. So let me look this up. Letting chronograph. Let me see. Where is this? Like, okay, here. What is? Let's see. Interesting. I didn't know they go for this. Hang on a second. I don't see. I'm on Chrono. I don't see anything. They don't have anything that looks like your watch.
You search. You search.
I see a white gold. I see white gold, right?
Datograph.
Yeah, right here.
I think they have a particular series number.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go by the series.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, hang on. Let me just. How do I bring this up? Hang on a second. Remove this. Wait. Let me take this one off. Okay, let me bring this up because I want people to see it. So I see a white gold one.
No, the white gold doesn't cost that much. You have to have.
No, it's half. This is it, right?
Let me check. Yes, but you see, it's only 75,000.
Yeah. That's what. So the yellow gold is basically goes for double. Hey, let me just plug in my. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Maybe I pay too much. Yeah.
Wow. So let me go back to. Okay. Hang on. Let's bring up. Hang on. Let's bring up the watches again. When did you get that? When did you get the Langa?
A few years ago, I think. That's when the price started to climb.
Okay.
Check. We're trying to find the series number so that we can properly. Definitely there must be something on the market.
Yeah. I don't see. Yeah, I'm on Chrono. I don't see any of the yellow gold.
I think I have to put the series number in order to find it.
Okay, what's the number?
Okay. 403.031.
Oh, here we go. 403.03. Okay, no, they're in the. Hang on, view tab. So they are. Yeah, they're in the 100 plus basically.
Yeah.
141.
Based on conditions. Yeah, based on conditions.
Yeah.
So the one I get, you have to have the box and paper and everything.
Yeah.
So I think it probably cost a little bit more, and also.
Okay.
The market went down a bit, so. 140, 170. Yeah, 141.
So. Okay, there we go. So we got yeah. This is it. Okay. Oh, I like this. It's got Roman numerals. Yeah, it's got the Roman numerals. It's interesting. Yeah, no, it's got a very different look. Okay. By the way, what do you think? I want to get your opinion on this. What do you think of the Rolex, the Daytona Le Mans? What do you think of that?
I really don't get it. Le Mans.
Yeah.
Did they just all this out of nowhere create? I mean, I don't really too much follow on I know, I already know the Paul Newman, but Le Mans. I mean, again, right? I think they just pull something out of the thin air. But again, I cannot speak for what will really happen in history. They probably have a very strong history tied. I know they have a strong history tied to the Daytona racing, but Le Mans is did they sponsor it, or was this?
No, so they basically what do you call it? So the from what I understand, the Le Mans, it's the white gold, and the only difference is it has a 24-hour instead of a
Oh
12-hour.
yeah. Different movement.
And it has
yes.
And it's got a display back. So that's basically the difference. So this watch is going for, I think the retail was in the, I don't know, 50s or something like that, 60,000, something like that. And they're selling for like 250, 300,
yeah.
Crazy prices. And one of the guys, there's a guy, that guy Marcelo, one of the guys he showed the watch, the guy in Japan. He get for some reason he has a very good relationship with the Rolex AD in Tokyo.
Oh
And
yes.
They think he's like some sort of celebrity, so he gets these watch. And I'm thinking, shit, I can't see that watch. I mean, the watch visually, aesthetically, it's nothing special. It's like it looks very boring. White, gold, black. It just looks very boring. And I don't get why it's worth. People are paying $250 because it's, it has a 20. I don't see the.
It's just rare. I think it's just the rarity. And also, luckily, not funny. Funny that thing is, I think Japan has the most retail amount in the world, and it's not too difficult to get a Le Mans in Japan. I know watch dealer that have like 3 Le Mans in a year or something, and it's very much achievable to get Le Mans in Japan. Yeah, so I know
really.
for a fact. Yeah,
I'm sorry. What you said something before? You said Japan has the most. What was it? You said what did you say? It has the most.
Japan doesn't have the most retail amount. So basically, I think what happened is so I think whenever Rolex do the distribution of their watches, for example,
okay,
let's say Hong Kong will have like a 5. They I think they assign Japan a lot of Le Mans. Japan maybe have like 20, right, something like that. So it's if you have a okay relationship with the dealer, it's not too difficult to get the Le Mans.
So you so Japan has. So you're saying Japan has the biggest allocation for Le Mans, or do you think for all exotic like Rolex or Rolex in general?
I cannot speak for other, but I certainly know Le Mans because every once in a while I got approached, hey, do we want a Le Mans, right? So they have stock, right? So I said, no, I don't want it, right? So it's I don't get it. So
you've turned down. You've turned down Le Mans.
No. It's a dealer. It's a dealer, watch dealer. So they certainly will sell me at a premium price, maybe with some discount, but certainly not the retail price. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you: do you think? Okay, so if you had a Le Mans, right? Let's say you bought one, you got it at retail. Would you sell it now? Do you think the Le Mans thing is at the peak hype right now? Because and at some point people are going to realize, well, it's not that special doing a yellow, or is it going to be like one of those things that's going to maintain that value? Would you say, right? If you had a Le Mans, is it buy, sell, or hold, Bruce?
Okay,
buy, sell, or hold.
I will sell it in a heartbeat. And the main reason I think is because Le Mans is a new watch, and it have like a very limited production. And when you talk about Rolex, it have a huge audience base, so there will always be somebody willing to pay. So I think this is the mentality, right? So if the price staying at 20,000 for a while, people say, this is safe. I pay $20,000 I have the watch, I take some videos, and then once I had enough, I sell it. I maybe lose 5%, maximum, and people will be happy because it's the experience. It's a very good. It's also have a very good liquidity. So I don't need to. So I'm not saying that okay, I bought the Le Mans and then I'm stuck with me. I cannot sell it, right? So I think this is the mentality for a lot of the watch collector, and also I would say calling like a watch player, because they want to look at what's the fuss about this watch, and then once they have enough, they flip it. So they always going to be market for it, but as there's more production, it become not as rare. I think the price will eventually stabilize at some point, maybe double or triple, but now it's like 5 times of the retail. So
it's crazy. Yeah. Where do you think the Le Mans price will be a year from now?
I think a year from now it wouldn't change a lot.
Okay.
I think the reason that some watch price are stabilized at a certain point is because those particular watch are controlled by the watch dealer. Because the watch dealer probably will have some sort of unspoken rule, say, okay, if we fix the price of Le Mans at $200,000, face price, right? That's the face price. That's the list price. The list price will stay always $200,000. And if you really want to buy it, you approach the dealer, you negotiate, you tell them, I had enough, I'll give you maybe 80% off. Sorry, the 20% off or 10% off. But those are done behind the door. If the dealer really want to sell it, right? So that's what I believe, that because the Le Mans market may be controlled, let's say 80% or 60% controlled by the dealer, the price will very much be very strong, because the dealer said $200,000. You take your bidding. And it's not like that you're selling through the retail from let's say P2P, because P2P I can list any price. I can list 20% more than the retail, or the retail price, or it will be very much less manageable. That's my theory, right? So maybe it's a wrong theory, but you're just thinking. Or if I'm retail selling it, I will sell based on the 20,000 mark. I certainly will not sell based on the retail price. If I sell based on retail price, it's going to be sold like instantly.
So you're saying that the Le Mans market right now is basically controlled by the dealers. It's a rigged market right now.
I think the whole watch market is a rigged market, but the Le Mans is very easy to be rigged, because in the beginning it's no supply, and then all of a sudden I think for all the watch dealer, you're probably gonna have a very good relationship with the Rolex AD. Maybe not everybody have a good, but certainly if you want to buy, if the dealer buy directly from Rolex, they must maintain a very good buying sort of relationship, and the dealer will always get the best watch, or the watch they want, and then the first dealer will say, I'll sell five times more than the retail, and the second dealer say, wow, good price, I also gonna get sell 5 times more than that, and then that happened. It is a rigged market and price to start with, and it will continue to be rigged until there's enough liquidity on the market to break it.
When do you think that'll be? Like basically when the supply comes, when do you think that supply will hit the market?
If Rolex only release handful, maybe a couple hundred every year, you're gonna take a very long time. The amount will stay very high price for the time being.
Okay, interesting. So so what do you have? Okay, what's that? What is that? What do you have on the desk right there?
So now we have the vintage look. So this is the Breitling.
Breitling. Wow.
Yeah. So this is the 1944 in very mint condition. Not sure you can read, but it's written Breitling. I'll just move the hand.
Are those hands? Are they blue hands?
Just let me reset. Yeah, this is the blue hand.
I love blue hands. A blue hand is just such a nice look.
You can see the chronograph.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very charming. Well, so you have like a decent amount of vintage watches. You're not you're not just so you're basically you're not just focused on modern stuff. You're willing to go really real vintage, like 40s, 30s even.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How about Universal Genève? Do you have any Universal Genève? Because they have like really cool chronographs.
I have a Universal Genève, but it's not a chronograph. It's okay. Now I move the hand, so you can see this is you can see the handwritten writing, the logo. So
Okay.
everything is done. The dial is done by hand, and then just wind it a little bit. So that's the second hand. That's a minute chronograph. So this is a 1944 durograph. This is the I think the Venus movement. So basically,
the hour markers. I love the font. I love that very clean kind of. It's the design of it is great. It's like I what's that?
It's a hand painted dial.
It's hand painted?
I think so. But because back then, I think so. Because back then, you don't have I think this is 1944, right? So everything is done by hand.
Okay. But the markers, they're gold, right? The Arabic numerals, they're gold, right? They're gold, right?
No gold. I think this is they're feeding the color by hand.
Oh, okay. It looks on my screen. It's very small. I can't. It looks.
It's a very you can see it's a reflective. It's a reflective.
Okay.
The markers.
Okay.
But if you go into the Breitling website, they have their like a model number, history, and in the 1944, they start the durograph line, and this is I think this look exactly the same to the model on the Breitling website.
What made you choose that watch? Like in terms of were you looking for a Breitling and you wanted to go vintage? Like what was the thinking?
I know the Breitling have a very strong history for the chronograph, and also you don't want to have the cliche stuff, right? So now Breitling is let's say
Mass market
Breitling doing extremely well, right? So I think they exceed like a 1 billion sales something.
As a business wise.
Yeah, as a business, they're doing really well, but the brand is like very affordable. And also when I'm looking at this, it's like a 36, right? It's a small, very classy, and I just like the Arabic digit. Sorry, the numbers.
No, they look great. It's like very, very modern. It looks, it looks timeless. I mean, it looks like an older watch, but it doesn't look like it's got a very timeless look, basically.
Yeah.
And where did you get that? Did that come from auction, or where did you get that watch?
I bought it when I was traveling. So this is picked up from a workshop in Geneva. So when I was working, yeah.
In Geneva.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Is that is Geneva a good place to buy watches? Like you'd think, but because they make them there. But
Geneva is a relatively small city.
Yeah.
I think you can get some good stuff out of there. There are a few vintage shops. Have you been to Geneva?
Yeah, I was there 2 years ago. Yeah,
2 years ago. Okay.
It was very boring for me. I didn't, it was very like little city, very expensive. The food was a crazy price. It was like basically double what New York would be.
Of course.
For
Yeah,
restaurants.
it is very expensive.
The one thing I like about Geneva is they have great Cuban cigars, great prices, very fresh.
Yeah. If in Geneva, you have the Old Town, right? So Old Town is where if you go to the Akrivia or like Ratchapi,
Okay.
So that's where they base. But right before you enter the Old Town, there's like a train route, right? You turn right, and then there's a whole bunch of I think shops, and there's a few vintage shops over there, and they also have like a gallery and stuff like that. And that's one part you can find like a vintage shop. I think the other part is near the lake. Okay, now I stopped. So this is like a split second hand. You can see.
Okay.
And the next one is you near the lake
We got a super chat, Gildan, $5 super chat. Great guest. We get all the best. Look, we only bring the best guests here. A lot of these other live streams, they bring anybody. I mean, like anybody can show up. Here we only have, the top of the food chain. So he says, can you ask if the two-door is from Stefan M?
No, I got the tutor from Japan. So it was from the Nakado Center. I think that's the name. So Nakado Center. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it right. But in Tokyo, on the northwest section of Tokyo, there is one suburb dedicated in the second-hand watch dealer. It's like a huge building. I think it's called.
I'd like to go there. I think. Nakano Center. I think that's what it's called, right? That's like okay. I think
if you search on the Google, what it's called, Jack Road, Betty.
Jack. Okay.
Jack Road. I think Jack Road is the name. So Jack Road is the biggest shop in that center. They dealing like second-hand watches.
Okay. They have good prices right now because of the dollar. I'd like to actually. Yeah. I want to go there. I want to go. I was planning on going there in this past spring. I kind of missed it, but I'd like to go there in the next few months because they have some great watches, and I want to take advantage. Well, the dollar. And I've never been to Japan. I studied Japanese when I was a kid, and I really want to check it out. So.
I'll actually tell you a very interesting fact. So you can see there's like a, I'm not sure you can see, this is like a 3 marker here.
Yeah.
So basically, so I heard it from another YouTuber basically. So basically it says that in the very early age, international phone call was like super expensive. So they charge you by the minute. And the first 3 minutes is cheap, and then it's getting extremely expensive. So they are making the chronograph to have the first 3 minutes very big. You see the marker is bigger than the rest, so that you can start the chrono when you're making international phone call. Once it's beyond 3 minutes, you have to hang up and then call again. So that is cheaper in that way.
Oh, you know what? Now I understand. Now I see. Okay, this is why these chronographs were probably popular, because I remember back in
back in the 90s, they still have.
Yeah, I mean, in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, when you made a long distance phone call, it was like it used to be before, like in the US, there was all stuff that they cut rates, but it was like could be 50 cents a minute, whatever, $1 a minute, someplace more even. Some countries are $2 a minute. But this is no, it's crazy. Hang on a second. We got Sam is saying, Mr. Lee, do you prefer small watches?
I'm not particularly tied up to the brand. Also, I'm not particularly tied up to the size. Right. So I showed, we have like a super size watches.
Oh
like
shit! This is the what's his name? This is what's the name? What's this guy? Is that what's? No, that's an MBNF.
Yeah, that's an MBNF. And then you have this one. Huge.
Okay. Oh no! I thought there was what? There's a guy who makes that type of style. I think he was in Hong Kong. He does like he does what the hell is his name? Shit, it escapes me. But he does these kind of very steampunk designs. He was there was a guy. There's a channel. There's a guy in Hong Kong. I think he's like French or Belgian. He's got a channel on YouTube, and he was at some dealer was showing these. The name of the maker escapes. Okay, so that's an MBNF. That's a chronograph?
No. You just date and time only. So you have the day and night. You can see the day and night indicator. You can read.
Okay.
This is the day.
Oh yeah, I see that. I see that. Okay.
And then this is the hour. This is the mini hand. So you read it. You read it here. You read it here. You see, this is the aperture here. And then this is the date indicator. So this is a little marker here, triangle, little triangle here. So that indicates the date. So basically, it's a reverse movement. You can see the rotor from front.
Okay.
So basically, they design like a flying saucer or something.
Yeah. What year is that from?
Oh, this is long. This is like an ambient of 3. This is the early ages. This is 2 or 3, I forgot. Oh yeah, this is 3, right? The 2 is a little triangle. The 2 is like the triangle one. It's like a super big. It's super big. I tried the 2. I just couldn't handle it. It's like a 56 millimeters or something.
They're very big. The MBNF is, but I think that MBNF is, I think it's part of the look. They want to have a big watch so you can see the movement, so you can really get the most out of looking at it. It's really not a watch you wear to tell the time. It's like, it's a watch I think you wear to.
They're getting more wearable. You see, this is actually okay. Not bad. I can wear it the whole day. Yeah, I can wear it the whole day. Because I really want.
How often do you wear it?
Quite often. Actually, I wear it quite often. Because you can see the strap is super broad, right? This is like a 24, 26 millimeters. So it's actually quite comfortable because it's snug on your wrist. So it supports the wrist. It's not like that, the platinum. I have to actually have a butt strap underneath it to provide more support. Otherwise, it hurts the wrist.
That's the JLC.
That's a JLC, yeah. Because I actually have a second layer of strap, so that it doesn't.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
it doesn't hurt. Yeah. Because now it becomes water.
Can you show that buckle? Can you show the buckle there? What's let me see the.
It's a customized buckle. I'll show you.
Oh really? Wow.
So the creator is called what's it called, Roland Eaton. And he sold the patent of this buckle to JLC. So in the Gyro Tourbillon 3, you're starting to see the JLC have this adjustable. You can see that it is adjustable.
Oh.
So basically, I can open it and then put on my wrist.
Okay.
So once I put on my wrist, I can close it, and then I can adjust back to become tighter. Or if it's summertime, it gets sweaty.
That thing is so huge.
I can open it. It is huge.
Okay.
I barely.
Oh my god! It is like it's tall. It's like a giant. It's like a building on your wrist basically.
But it's still, you can still wear it, but you just feel a little bit big.
I saw. There's a JLC watch I saw, which is a beautiful dial. I think it's called it's the new one that came out like recently. It's like a tribute. it's a dual face, annual calendar, in rose gold. You know which one I'm talking about?
It's a jumping hour. That
No, it's just no.
The
It's
flip
just, I think
side
it's
is
called
like a
triple.
jumping hour. The digital hour.
No,
Digital. No.
no. It's just a regular two dials, regular rotary dials, and I had it. I had it on my wrist. It's such a beautiful watch. The problem is, it's not as big as the one that you have, but it's just so big, and it's so like tall. I can't wear it. Like, I mean, it looks beautiful. It looks amazing, and I'd love to own it. I just can't justify. Hang on a second. Let me just close this window here. We got this too much sunlight here. It's just such a tall watch. It kind of moves back
the
and
reversal.
forth.
Yeah, the reversal. You have to. I think the reversal issue is that you have to build the cage. The not the cage. The other side of the reversal, and that really build up. So if it's just a movement, it's only this part, this thick, and then you're having the plate underneath it. It become like super tall.
Hang on, I think this is the. Let me show this. I think this is. I'm not sure. It was like 20. I'm not sure if this is one. Let me just pull this up. I don't think it's this one. No, it's the new one. It's but it's really
something. Yeah,
it's a new.
I think there's like a chronograph. The chronograph one is the one.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so this watch is. Here we go. So it is. I thought it was. Oh, this is a bad picture. Okay, hang on a second. Let's see if we can get a good picture here. Okay. Okay. Is it on the screen? Okay. Is it on the screen? Okay. So I think that watch is so beautiful. The problem is, it's so big and so tall on the it's probably like a half an inch high. I just can't deal with it. But it's the dial is just amazing. I love this dial. It's just I don't know what do you do with it? What do you do with such a huge watch?
You wear it only half. I mean, you change another watch.
I can't justify that. Yeah, I can't. But I loved looking at it. I mean, it's amazing. We got one of the what do you say, Sam Davidson, 2-pound super chat, Mr. Lee. May I ask, what watch winder do you have? Good question. Do you have any watch winders?
Actually, I do. But I don't use it too often. I've been reading like different series that if you should wind your watch, or you should just leave it untouched until you need it. So there's different series, right? So there's series that you have to lubricate the watch, so that if you keep running, it actually good to the watch. And the other series that you should just put it, any type of keep the watch ticking while tear and wear and tear, the parts. Yeah. So I have the. What do you mean the gong?
Go ahead. Oh, you know what? I have a gong. I have a gong, but I don't have the gong. Hotel. We have a big gong. Actually, I have this gong. It's it's a nice, big, heavy sound. It's good. Whenever we get the super chat, we ring the gong. But I'm traveling, so sadly we're gong-less. But which winders do you have? What do you like?
I have the grandfather clock from the Buban Zowick.
Okay.
You can search. Okay. Probably searching the Google. The grandfather clock.
I bought a cheap winder from like eBay for $100, which has like for 4 watches, which was I've had it for 4 years. It's been pretty good, but you know what? Like you, I heard different theories, and I realized, what? Like I realized, like, I don't want to keep a watch on there for like some more than a few weeks, because why should I let them why run down the movement, just in case. I don't know. So it's interesting. But let's go back to Your watch is there. Okay, so we got the JLs. Okay, back to chronographs. Back to the chronographs. What do we got? What else do we have here?
So this one is not really anything over the top, but this is the Jura Paradox.
Okay.
But it's also a perpetual calendar. So this is like the IWC, where you have the mix of complications. So this is the, I think, so the Ferrari and the Jura Paradox have done a lot of collaborations. So this is one of them. So this is not the most, I think this is one of the rarest, but not the most complicated. The most complicated one is a 43 millimeter. I then was, I was a little bit regret. Maybe I should get the 43, because that one on the flip side is the Golden Bridge, tourbillon display at the back, and then the front is the perpetual calendar with the chronograph.
Is that steel or white gold?
This is white gold.
White gold. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the let me ask you, what is, Girard-Perregaux is, it's like an old brand, right? But why is it doesn't have like prestige these days? I don't know, like in the US market, it doesn't have any respect. Why is that?
I think there are, like the JLC, Girard-Perregaux, and Chopard is also the case. They all have like a good watchmaking skills. But this is I think in any history, right? You're looking at the history of the world. Normally, not the strongest man or one of the emperor or the king will make history. It's normally the luckiest. So I would just say they didn't become the position of maybe in a parallel universe, right? Girard-Perregaux is the protective, right? So there, people say, oh, Girard-Perregaux is great, but this is history. You just a string of unpredictable, unreasonable, unlucky sort of events eventually didn't make them the most famous brand out there. I would just say Patek just lucky, right? So I would say this, any brand that made it's just lucky.
Yeah, because I heard I think the theory is that somehow their marketing, maybe too many watches ended up like being discounted. Somehow they didn't control their marketing or whatever. But it's what Girard-Perregaux goes back to. I mean, it's one of the older brands, right? I mean, they make very serious watches. They've been around, since the 1800s, 1850s, 70s.
I think so. It's have a long history. I mean, maybe they made some mistake, hired wrong people. This is also a typical case with Corum, right? So the founder is great, but then they got the wrong people managing the company, then went down, right? So nobody liked Corum now. But it was like super popular back in the 90s, with their bubbles, and they was like being praised as like one of the most innovative brand.
Wait, I'm sorry. Which I didn't hear. Which brand? Which one?
Corum.
Oh, Corum. What do you think? What is the deal with Corum? I remember Corum. I mean, I remember Corum back like as an '80s watch. With those they were sort of like a Piaget type of watch, and they also don't. I mean, like they're sort of like a Piaget, but they don't get respect that much in the US. I don't know. Maybe they just
from what I read, Corum was doing extremely well in the 80s and 90s. Was regarded as the prestige brand, because the founder, what's his name, Rene something. The founder was like a super creative, right? So it's like the founder will personally design, get into the designs, and they did a lot of, they did a coin watch. It was
I love. You know what? What do you think? What do you think of that coin watch? Do you own one of those?
Actually, I don't, because I have the repeater, so I don't own anything else.
Okay.
I used to have, how much that start selling cost
I'm thinking of getting one. I actually like the. I mean, it's kind of like a it's like a fun kind of. It's been so out of fashion. It was like so. It's like it was called like the president, like literally the president's watch because all the American presidents, like from the 70s and 80s, Reagan. It's a very American type of watch. Very from the golden age of America. When America was at its peak powers in the 80s, basically. That was the watch. Ronald Reagan. The Corum gold coin watch. That was it.
Hold on a second. The president watch, shouldn't that be the Vulcan, the cricket? That was regarded as the president.
Nah, it's too utilitarian. It's too.
Okay.
I think it's too. It's too plain. It's like not a. Hang on, let me see. Corum coin. Let me see.
They did the Rolls Royce watch. It was like outrageous back then.
Oh, the Rolls Royce watch. Hang on a second. I saw one at a show, and it's a funny looking watch. I was shocked like how much these guys wanted. Like a dealers, they wanted like $4,000 for the watch. It's a lot of money. It's like a limited edition. I mean, they say it's limited to 100. There was like two sizes: small, big.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, they actually, this is a real gold coin, right? They cut it up.
It's a legit. I'll tell you what I like about it, just from like the standpoint is, this is like, this has, I think it has good feng shui, right? It's gold, right? It's a real gold coin each one is different, right? This is like 1894, right? So this is all from the California gold rush. This is like historic, right? Those $20 gold coins. That was made like when America was first becoming like a real country. It was the Wild West. It was the cowboy days, literally, right? Like these coins were used by like guys in the Wild West. I mean, this is like back in the first days of American capitalism. This was the coin. $20 was
certainly this will have the history. For the
and it's a watch. I think it's a genius thing. I'm looking to get one. I think I'm gonna have to pull the trigger and get one of these. 1904. I mean, this literally was like the robber barons. This was like an incredibly important period of time in American history. I think it's just as a watch. I think it's very, very cool. It's got it. So hold on a second. And you had one of these, yeah?
I don't have the coin watch, but I at some point in my watch collecting journey, I did own the Rolls Royce watch.
It's fun.
Hang on a second. It was cool.
It was cool. Hang on a second. Let me pull it up. I have a video of I made Corum Rolls Royce. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, here we go. So there it is.
yeah. It's not really wearable, so I sold it.
What do you mean it's not wearable? It's why not?
Okay. Can you just pick one photo?
What's that?
Can you just click any of the watch? I'll show you.
Oh yeah. Hang on. Yeah, hang on a second. Let's click. Let's click right here. Okay.
Okay, so you've got the zoomer, right? So go to the word what is called the spirit of ecstasy. So you see this part. This is like sticking out. So this part will have, if you go to the bottom, where the strap is at the bottom part.
Yeah.
You see, this is so the issue is that the top will always have more tension when you're on your wrist. Because the spirit of ecstasy, this part sticking out, right? You have more metal, and then the strap will actually sticking out, and then you're having the bottom part is actually a normal strap. So you always will have. So when you wear this, you don't know this until you wear it, right? So when you have this on your wrist, you always feel the top part of the watch pulling the bottom part, and then the watch will sort of flip to the top because that's where the tension is. If you put on the wrist, and then you have to put it back, center to your wrist, and then after you do a bit of work or walking here and there, and then you will flip again. It becomes extremely annoying because
Okay. It's not practical, basically.
It's not practical on the wrist, particularly because the strap, let's say the tension distribution on the strap is not even, and then the strap will flip over on the wrist.
Yeah, no, it's a cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's very like, it's the type of thing like a Miami drug dealer would have had in the 1980s. Like a Colombian drug dealer.
Watch if you drive the Rolls Royce, wear the Rolls Royce, right? So it's like the most, I think, iconic. I think we talk, in the 80s and 90s, right? This is outrageous watch, right? So nobody dared to design something like this. So it's certainly very, I think, creative back then.
No, it's really cool. I think I need to get the coin watch. It's Murillo. It's funny actually. He had it. Yeah, I actually it was at the Vegas watch show. That was the video I had. It was his watch. Hang on, we got some comments. Gildan is saying, so Gerard Perregaux started selling closeouts in the late 90s, and so like Frank Muller, it basically the closeouts, the gray market basically killed them.
Oh, I see. The gray market killed them. I think this is the same case with Urban Jurgensen. They also did a closeout sale, and then the price went off the cliff.
Yeah, so this is, I guess they just, these guys just got unlucky with the distribution or whatever, that
probably
whatever
the retailer
happened.
Also bankrupted. Normally happens the distributor bankrupted. They ruin the brand as well.
Yeah, you know what it is? Listen, I think it's like you said, there's a lot of luck involved, because in the 90s, you didn't have a lot of watch collectors. You didn't have a hot market, and it was also the economy was a little bit soft, especially in the early mid 90s. And probably a lot of guys just they dumped watches. Jewelers were going out of business, and this stuff just ended up on the market.
I think for the people that are holding, let's say, super vintage, super rare, we talk about like I was just checking the history of the Patek Philippe chronograph annual calendar or perpetual calendar, 1518, 2499. This selling for like tens of $1 million. I think those watch buyer back then probably also hold Drapirogos. They're probably holding all the available brand, and then the Drapirogos didn't make it. But Patek Philippe made it. If Drapirogos made it, it would be the vintage Drapirogos. Maybe the Rolex selling for like super high prices instead of the the super vintage.
Wait, are you saying that Gerard Perregaux is equivalent to Patek? Would you say that they're equivalent quality wise, importance wise?
I think there's no. I think there are very little differences. I think in the finish of the quality for these watches. This is my own opinion, right? So there's no significant differences. They probably hire similar watchmaker. They on pretty much the same ballpark-ish quality. But over time, Patek become more, I think, dominated. So Patek can have better resources. So I think in the early age where collecting watches is like such a niche thing to do, like a hobby. They have to, you have to also consider that all the brand that didn't make it, right? At least Drapirogos still being mentioned today, right? They're died brand out there, like many dead brand out there. So they didn't make it. So they probably could, I think they all start off something similar, and over time, some Drapirogos and Patek maybe done better than the rest, and then in the we have the what is called 1928, 1929 is what is called the Great Recession, right? Then the 70s, 60s, 70s, the oil crisis.
It's interesting. Like I think, look, you had some great brand, like Universal Genève. I mean, I think that my understanding is that Patek really only became like back in the 50s, right? In the 50s, Universal Genève was just as important as Patek. It was like maybe even better.
Similar polish. You're looking at the, open up the case for Universal Genève. the polishing quality is quite good, right? So I would say it's maybe, I would say it would be on the same category for Patek. I have to run. I'm 10 minutes late.
Okay.
And I'll catch you up. I'm not sure because I'm traveling next week. So either I can use a VPN, whatever. Maybe I can show the.
Okay. You're going back. Yeah. You're gonna go back. Okay. Back to the. You got to meet with
the Patek Philippe.
Yeah. The Patek. Okay. Oh, and you're gonna have that. That's the perpetual chronograph.
5204. Yeah, 5204. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that next week. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Bruce, thank you for joining us. Have safe travels, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Okay. All right. I'll see you then.
Thank you again.
Okay. Bye.
All right. All right, guys. So we got Bruce Lee checking in again. Let me see if we can go back to. Let's finish off. I was doing the Jacques Dro thing. I got a few minutes here. I'm gonna just finish off on this topic here of Jacques Dro going bespoke. There we go. Where is my Jacques Dro? Okay. Wow, we're going from super chronographs to Jacques Dro. And okay, so here's what's going on. So basically, these guys, they're going to these just bespoke watches for 6 figures and up, like 250 grand plus. No more mass production. And even the mass production, I think they were doing like 6,000 pieces a year. They weren't doing a lot. So I'm thinking, is this going to be a positive, right? I mean, they do beautiful work, right? Again, like Bruce Lee was telling us, there's a lot of luck. There's a lot of luck involved in this. Why do some brands make it and others don't? So the question I have, and this, by the way, this is all animated. It's very cool. These wings, they flap. So essentially, if you give them 250 grand or so, 300 grand, they're going to make you whatever watch you want. I mean, within reason, like all sorts of crazy finishes, designs, everything else. The question that I have is because maybe this is going to give them some more prestige, is that going to trickle down to their, watches that they made before, the mass production watches? Will this trickle down? I don't know. The jury is out. Hang on a second. I'm going to show you this, which is my Jacques Dro. Obviously not as impressive as the Bruce Lee collection. So this is the Grand Sakon. This is meteorite dial. And we got a calendar, a calendar, right? So you got calendar and you got the Grand Sakon. Okay. Look at this. Look at the meteorite. Honey gold. Hang on. Let's zoom in. Hang on. Ah, shit. Bad production. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's a pretty cool watch. I think I'm gonna have, again, I kind of, it was really, I don't do like impulse buys and all that. But I would never buy normally a brand like this independent because it's just too risky. But I had it. I wore it a couple times. I like it, but you know what? It's hard for me to read the dial. Frankly, it's it's hard for me to read the calendar because the hand is so small. It's so thin that hang on a second. Okay. The hand is so thin and the numbers are so small, it's hard for me to read it. So it's not practical. So I'm gonna have to sell the watch because it's just like, what am I doing with it? At this point, it's really like, I guess the investment thesis. The investment thesis, Gildan. Oh yeah, if you're big enough. Yeah. Well, you know what? I guess. Yeah, that's true. But these guys are basically, they're going like, that's their whole model now, right? That's their whole. Let me see if I can pull up the Jacques Dro site. But I got to dump this watch. I'm wondering how much of a hit am I going to take is the question. How much of a hit? Because I'm into it, I think, for about 16,000, which, I don't know. There's a lot of things you can get for 16 grand. You know what I mean? Okay, let me see if I can pull this Jacques Dro. Okay, so this is what they're doing right now. Again, bespoke. They got some Rolling Stones watch, with animation in it. You got the Bon Jovi. You got this thing, which is some sort of skeleton, weird skeleton thing, skull with hand-painted pointillism, whatever. Sapphire dial with opal. Wow. Very interesting. But is it worth paying, 200 grand? Now, what? Look, this is, again, incredible work. Beautiful stuff, right? Minute repeater or something. It's like, I mean, this is for people who, look, this really is for people who don't know what to do with their money, basically. That's what this is. Or you got to really love like some sort of crazy animation. I think this dragon moves. That's probably what goes on here. It's just like it's something where you're going to be the only person in the world with that watch. If you're like a Rolling Stones fan, I don't know. I'm a little bit. Timmy's watch. Did Artem have one of these? Did he have a Jacques Dro? No, I don't believe that. Yeah, but I gotta dump the watch. The question is, how do I sell it? How do I get out? It's like the Roach Motel. It's the Roach Motel. You can get in, but you can't get out. How do I get out of this watch? How much of a hit am I going to have to take with a Jacques Dro? Or, in theory, again, the flip side could be, if they really market this, the bespoke stuff, it becomes really like very important and people take it seriously, then, rising tide lifts all boats and people are going to take it, the brand more serious and they're going to want it cheaper. Oh, the lollipop sucker. Yeah, I got the lollipop. I got the lollipop. That's what happens. You know what? Look, what happened is I fell victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of Rolex because I wanted the day-date meteorite dial with the baguettes. The prices were too high 2 years ago, and I compromised. I wanted a meteorite, and I just happened to be passing by the store. I saw the meteorite, and like, wow. And the meteorite is better than the Rolex meteorite. And I was like, shit, I got to have a meteorite. I got to get out of my system. And I did. So basically, that experience is going to cost me, I don't know. How much do you think? I don't know. Gildan, how much do you think I'm going to have to take a hit? How much of a hit do you think I'm going to have to take on this watch? Because, I mean, I got a discount, whatever that means, a bunch of bullshit. Hang on a second. The discount is I don't know, it was like a 35% discount, whatever. I'm into it for roughly 16 grand. Okay. So, which is, I don't know how much do you think this is worth? Because this is a limited edition of 88, right? Limited edition in quotes. Edition of 88. So I got to find somebody in China who's going to want this. It's good feng shui, meteorite, gold. It's got the feng shui 8. What do you think I can get for this? If anybody's watching and they're interested in the watch, it is available. And the full set. The box is still the shrink wrap. The actual box is shrink wrapped, and yeah, because I got it separately. So full set, everything is there. Limited edition, celebrity provenance. That's right. This is celebrity owned, worn by a famous horological celebrity. Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. 8 grand. Shit, that's rough. The cheapest meteorite on Chrono I saw was about 12, and it doesn't have the date, so it's just the Grand Sakon. I think I don't know. I think I can get. I think I may get out for 12. I may be able to get out of it for 12 grand. It might take a year. To get out of it. The watch actually, it's a great You know what is this watch actually is better. I hate to say this. It's a good ladies' watch. I hate to say it because I don't want to ruin the vibe, but it's a big watch. It's like 40 millimeter, but the colors, it's the rose. It's got this honey gold. It would look good. It would look good. So it's sort of like it looks good, men, women. But I think for women, it actually could do very well. So if somebody wants to buy that for their wife, because they're not going to read date on the watch. They're just looking at the dial. It's just good looking. And you can change the straps. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it. And it's, again, totally unique. The back is amazing. The back is hang on, I'm going to show you the movement. Oh shit, hang on a second. Let me show you that movement. I got to hop in 2 seconds. I got to get out of here. Okay, so there's your movement. There's your movement. Not bad, right? Nice watch. 30, 40 per, you're saying 10 grand? Oof. 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 That's, if I sell it, it's going to be the first watch I lose money on. And it's, what? It's an education. Look, education is not free, right? We all got to pay for education. And that's what happens when you kind of lack discipline. You go off the. Actually, I should say, you know what? Look, my excuse was that I wanted the meteorite. I had this thesis. I was interested in the brand, the Jacques Dros story, whatever, and I drank the Kool-Aid. I mean, I never would do that. This is the only tomato can watch I own. It's the only tomato can watch I own. So maybe I'm gonna have to take a loss. That's what happens. So this would be that. There you go. The first time I go off the path of the proven, trade into next. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, if I get out of it, I'm basically, the idea is, okay, I'm going to take a hit, right? I take a $6,000 hit. So if I roll that 10 grand into a watch that could maybe double, I'll be okay. I mean, that doesn't matter really, right? Like if it's like I'll take the hit, and I'm trying to think, what can I get for 10 grand? There's a couple of watches out there that I think have that good upside. There's a couple things I have in mind actually. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a hit. Now, what do you think of this? I gotta leave it, Gildan. What do you think of the Rolex Day-Date Meteorite dial? The the baguettes. Do you think that is a good buy at? Let's say you get it. Let's say at retail at let's just say 55. Let's say 55. Right, so right around retail. Do you think that watch has upside or is it going to drop? Because look, traditionally day dates have always been 30% off, right? Except we've had this anomaly. We've had an outlier event in the last few years, right? So the question is, if I buy that watch, which I think is amazing, right? Am I going to take a hit? Because that watch could easily go to, 40 grand. It could easily go to 40. I mean, that's a big drop. That's a big hit to take. I don't know. I mean, all the other day dates are dropping. So the question is, will the meteorite dial hold up? I don't know. That's kind of why I've been holding up, because they've definitely been coming down, right? They went from retail 52, 55 to 80 grand. They were 80 grand 2 years ago, 75. And now they're back to that 55 plus, 55 roughly, 52 retail plus tax. But look, it's a lot of money. I don't, the only reason I would be willing to put that type of money into a watch is if I knew I had a kind of a built-in profit, like Patek Perpetual, things like that. Those to me are safe. The day date, I think I'm not comfortable with the day dates. Tax will be made. Yeah. So no. The day date meteorite is 52 plus tax. Let's just say it's 10%. So we're at 57 grand, and not whatever it is. Let's just say 55, 56 grand. what is that watch going to be worth, 5 years from now? I think it could drop to 40 grand. I think it could easily drop to 40 grand. I'm also concerned about the 40 millimeter size. I mean, people are trending to small. I don't know. It's a risk. It's a risky watch. Even though people think, oh, Rolex. No, Rolex is not, again, traditionally they were always discounts. I mean, always. I used to be able to get it at a discount. I never paid full retail for a Rolex. It was always at a discount. So if I get into this, am I going to be upside down? I'm already upside down in this piece of shit, right? This is Jacques Dro. Actually, no, it's a great watch. Buying Islands, 10% is okay. Yeah. You're saying Puerto Rico. That's where Juan goes. Opus in Time. I think he goes there. That's where he brings all the hubcaps. He brings all the hubcaps that he steals from the Bronx. He brings them there for recycling. And he turns the aluminum recycling money into cash. Anyway, look, do me a favor. I got to hop. If you want to, I don't know, if you will leave a comment on the video later. What do you think about the watch if you have time? But anyway, I'm going to be back tomorrow. We got a great show tomorrow. We're going to have we're going to have a vintage dealer tomorrow. We're going to have a cool vintage dealer. We're going to be talking Geezer watches, Patek, Audemars Piguet, all the good stuff, and also some Rolex Datejust. All right, guys, thank you everybody. Let's roll off the okay. We got Sam Davidson. Oh, I got a big super chats. Wow, they're good guests. Bring the super chat. Sam Davidson, £2. Gildan, $5. Sam Davidson, £2. And wow, we got big show sponsors today. We got show sponsors worldwide. This is the international show here. Quality watch content. We'll see you guys in the next one. Also, we got to get some panelists. We need some quality panelists. If anybody has some quality stuff or quality content, just hop on the panel for the next one tomorrow. Same time, 7 o'clock. See you guys. Thank you again.